Hello, welcome to this lesson where we're learning how to factor these trinomials of this form. These problems will be a little more challenging, but they still won't be crazy. You are going to have to go through a little bit more trial and error in general. So let's go ahead and do that. The first lesson, or the first problem, is 3 times p squared plus 7 times p minus 6. And we want to factor that. So I'm going to show you. I've kind of babied you a little bit. I shouldn't say baby you. I've kind of led you by the hand a lot as I've done a lot of these problems. Now we're getting to the point where I really need to cut you loose a little bit and show you how I think about them. So this is how I do this problem. I first look at 3p squared. There's only one way to do that. So I put a 3p here, and then I put a 1p here. And then I look at the number 6, and I say, what times what gives me 6? So let me try 1 times 6, right? So I put a 1 here, and I put a 6 here. And then the only way that this could possibly be a solution to this, right, is the interior term is going to give me p, 1p, and this is going to give me 6 times 3 is 18. So I have 1p and I have 18p, and I try to add them, which would give me 19p, or subtract them, which would give me 17p. Then either by adding or subtracting the inside or outside terms, that's the only way you can get the middle one. So since there's no way to do it, this is not right. Now another thing I can do, so I'll draw a little line through that. Another thing I can do, just to kind of dot my I's and cross my T's, I can put 6 and 1. I can flip the order and I do the same thing again. This one gives me 6p. This one gives me 3p. So I add or subtract them. If I add them, I get 9p. If I subtract them, I get 3p. Either way, there's no way it gives me 7p, so I reject that. Do you see how fast this gets whenever you kind of think about it this way? Now 3p is still going to go here. There's only one way to get the first term, so that stays always the same. What else times what else gives me 6? 2 times 3, right? So I put a 2 here and a 3 here, and then again I examine. The inside terms give me 2p. This term gives me 3 times 3 is 9p. So 2p and 9p. If I add them, I get 11p. If I subtract them, 9 minus 2 is 7p. So that at least is possible for me to get the middle term. So it has to be able to either be add or subtract to give me that, right? Now I start looking at where do I put my signs. Now I have a negative 6, so one needs to be a plus and one needs to be a minus in order for this to multiply to give me this, right? So what's it going to be? I want the positive sign. Since this is a positive in the middle, I want the positive sign to give me the larger thing. Here, this is 3 times 3 would give me 9, so I know I want this to be a positive and this to be a negative. And make sure you understand why. It's because this multiplies to give me negative 2p. This multiplies to give me positive 3p. So when I add them, I get the positive 6. Again, these multiply to give me, positive 7. These multiply to give me the negative 6. So this